powerful feelings about the traffic in Los Angeles. It says something that local officials warned motorists about a temporary roadwork closure on the 405 last year by calling it Carmageddon. Angelenos took the hint, and this weekend they're expected to steer clear of the latest 405 closure, named, of course, Carmageddon 2. That's how it is in L.A., a snarl of overstuffed freeways and commuters who keep their cool, except when they don't. KPCC's Stephen Cuevas has this profile of a punk rocker whose music expresses the insanity of L.A. traffic while extolling the virtues of public transit.
Couple of things you need to know about Eddie Solis. He lives in L.A., loves the band Kiss, and does not own a car.
Being someone who's from L.A., born and raised, and, having a few cars in my past, I saw the city much differently, through a different perspective, through the eyes of a bus rider.
Want to just go all the way to the back? Sure.
Line 18, Wilshire, Western Station.
Just steps from the front door of his home, across the street from a tortilla factory in LA's Boyle Heights neighborhood, Solis catches a bus that connects him with the city's subway and the commuter train he catches to his day job at an indie record label in Hollywood.
It just opened me up to little neighborhoods, galleries, clubs, bars, just everything. Just seeing what's out there, little pockets of the city.
Solis's journeys aboard LA buses and subway cars informs a lot of the material on The New Los Angeles Part 1, Through the Eyes of a Bus Rider, the latest release by the singer-guitarist band It's Casual. In Solis's vision of a new Los Angeles, people abandon their cars, climb aboard public transit, and rediscover their communities. One song extols the virtues of the LA County Metropolitan Transit Agency's Easy Pass and the urban underbelly it introduces to the rider.
And that's a nod and homage to, the people who know what you could even go cheaper and really beat the system and really steer away from spending money on gas and oil profits and all that. Is all it takes for me to witness racial tension, for me to witness illegal aliens. It's not to paint a negative picture, it's just my perspective of what is seen. Easy pass.
I got a funny backstory.
Off the bus and back on the street, we make our way past a jazz saxophonist playing for pocket change and down a long escalator to catch a train.
So, where are we now?
We're at the Red Line station, the Pershing Square station in downtown LA.
And what's our destination?
We're going to go downstairs another tier, and about 5 minutes we're going to get on the Red Line going northbound.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's go.
The Metro Red Line snakes from North Hollywood to downtown Los Angeles. It's the train that inspired It's Casual's signature tune and spawned a viral internet video. It was partly filmed late at night on a moving train as it hurtles from station to station. Solis thrashes away on his guitar and barks the lyrics, which celebrate the Red Line and call out the congested freeways that coil around Los Angeles.
Este es un tren del Metro Red Line a North Hollywood.
The 210, the 605, the freeways are not so nice. The I-5, the 210, the freeways are not so nice.
The thread that comes out of the record that ties everyone together is just be alive, don't be a victim of having a car.
An MTA spokesman said he couldn't comment on Eddie Solis's furious pro-Metro message, but the Red Line video was a hit at the offices of Move LA.
Eddie's done a good job. Thank you, Eddie.
It's the public transportation advocacy group headed by former Santa Monica Mayor Denny Zane. He liked the juxtaposition of Solis blissfully riding LA public transit in one scene with scenes of the band raging against those notorious freeway jams.
Eddie is all frantic when he talks about highways and so mellow when he's grooving on a skateboard and on the bus and on the Red Line. There's a metaphor for the transformation, from the, oh my God, I just got to get out of the traffic, to, hey, this is cool. I can mellow out.
Or you can blast the tune like Too Many People as you claw your way across Los Angeles by car, bus, or skateboard.
Los Angeles! There's too many people! I want them to go away! Even though it makes me so afraid!
Too Many People could also be a motto for It's Casual. Over the years, the band whittled itself down to a power duo of Solis and a rotating cast of drummers. So you may think the burly, bearded punk rocker just can't get along with freeways, with people, or his native L.A. Not true.
I love it. I love everything about it. I've traveled throughout the U.S. many times, and I could never look forward enough to coming back. The weather, the different cultures, the landscape. I was just like, you know what? Now I know everyone moves to L.A.
Solis will bring the love and the volume during a Red Line mini tour next month. It's Casual will play a different venue within walking distance of several Red Line metro stops from Union Station to West Hollywood. For the California Report, I'm Stephen Cuevas.
That's the California Report, a production of KQED Public Radio in San Francisco. Our director this week is Nina Thorson. Sil Muller is our technical producer. We had additional engineering from Danny Bringer and Howard Gelman. Thanks to Hank Hadley at KCBX. Our online team includes Lisa Pickoff-White, David Marks, and Don Clyde. Our interns are Catherine Borgeson and Rachel Johnson. Tyke Hendricks is our elections editor with production help from Tina Lauerberg. We had editing support from Paul Rogers. Victoria Malione is our associate senior producer. Ingrid Becker is our senior producer. The news director is Bruce Kuhn. I'm Rachel Myro. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend. This is the California Report.
Funds for the California Report are provided by the James Irvine Foundation, expanding opportunity for the people of California and supporting the California Report since its premiere in 1995. And the California Endowment. Health happens in schools at calendow.org. And Chevron, investing in renewables, strengthening communities, and creating jobs. More information at chevron.com.
The 210, the 605, the freeways are not so nice. The I-5, the 210, the freeways are not so nice. The 101, the 405, the freeways are not so nice. The I-5, the I-10, the freeways are not so nice. The 210, the 605, the freeways are not so nice. I-5, the I-10, the freeways are not so nice. The red line, 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 the red line. The 210, the 605, the freeways are not so nice. The I-5, the I-10, the freeways are not so nice. The 101, the 405, the freeways are not so nice. The 605, the 101, the 101, the 101, the I-10, the 210, the 605, the 101, the 405, the I-10, the freeways are not so nice. The red line, 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 the red line.
Welcome to the 102nd episode of Los Angeles Nista. I'm the show creator, producer, and host, Edward Solis, and this is a Northeast Los Angeles Nella edition. And my in-studio guest to represent that area is the owner of the Glass Studios and the publisher of Nella Arts News, Kathy Milligan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
102.
Wow.
And this is this is your third time on here.
I know. I was 95, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good little short
and,
one.
The reason why I invited you back is because there's a lot for us to articulate as far as this special area known as Nella, Northeast Los Angeles.
Exactly.
Before we get into your platforms that you created for yourself, like, your Glass Studio and your publication, there's a lot of charm in Northeast Los Angeles, in Nella, Highland Park, Glassell Park, Frogtown, Eagle Rock. Am I missing anything else?
Let's see. Wait, Lincoln Heights, Cypress Park, sometimes Atwater. It goes both ways. I like to think of it as part of it. It's almost like everything that is on the other side of the river, although Elysian Valley, also known as Frogtown, is in that little pocket between Riverside Drive and the river.
Right.
And it's such a cool little area. So that is, one of the ones to watch, definitely.
Let's start with Frogtown.
Okay.
Now, people that aren't from LA and don't know why they call it Frogtown. Why do they call it Frogtown?
From what I understand, and I'm not an expert, I'll tell you that right now, is its proximity to the river.
Right.
It is bordered right there. There are some amazing spaces, industrial spaces that are being converted into artist lofts and designers and stuff that butt right up onto the bike path, and right down is the river that is being revitalized that you can kayak on. And
Very
then hopefully we're getting like $1 billion for it.
Well, yeah,
from the Obama administration
for
Garcetti for the river. So that'll take like the whole river, the whole revitalization program of the LA River. But that region, Glassell Park and Elysian Valley and Cypress Park are going to benefit greatly, as well as your favorite area, Boyle Heights, because it's right there too.
Yeah, it's really close.
So it's bringing it back to life.
Absolutely. Frogtown, I'm pretty familiar with the area, and I do know that there's, history. There's an old gang called Frogtown, and I mean, that's a whole nother entity to touch on, but it just seems like LA's melting pot melts together more than ever, because you could take street culture and people that come from out of state and they'll call it Frogtown. It's just really interesting to me. It's not other gang members that only call it Frogtown. It's like it's established as that. Nicknames sometimes, overlap what you really are.
Yeah, totally.
For me, Frogtown, I know there's a lot of old movies filmed there, and a lot of
there was
movies.
Some studios there, and stuff, as well as over in Silver Lake and Echo Park.
Absolutely. What would you say is the charm of Frogtown? The fact that it's so close to the LA River, and now the river's revitalized.
That, and it's kind of sleepy, but it's got
and you're so close to downtown at the same time.
It's the 2 freeway, the 5 freeway right there. And I feel like so many people don't know about it. But there is this like creative vibe that is really interesting. And have you gone to the Frogtown Art Walk?
No, can you tell me about that?
They do that only once a year, which is kind of sad because it should be more often. But all these studios open up, people's homes open up, there's tacos everywhere, and people walk from one end of it to the other and just go in and out of studios and see art and buy art. And I was having space lust. I'd walk into a space and go, I really want to be here. And, I love where I am on York, but I look at some of these other spaces and being so close to the river and feeling a similar feeling that I felt when I opened up on York, that like this is one of the next places to be.
The thing about LA that's so special is that there's so many different pockets, like just the whole Nella thing, right?
Yeah.
Now that is within each geography, I want to say geographic entity, like we're talking about Frogtown, you could get a very, very, very special feeling. Like you're by a river, you feel like you're kind of small town, but you're in the Mecca of LA.
Oh yeah, you're
downtown and between downtown and Hollywood.
The Northeast is just wonderful for that. I've grown up in Los Angeles. I have never ever felt that kind of small town feeling good and bad. It's like everybody knows your business. But the Veterans Parade going down the street, and like it's so charming.